Hey there, Eli here, and today I wanted to go over the tool Harvest Vendor made by SG, which generates these kinds of entries for the Forbidden Trove for selling our harvest crafts. First, I want to go over how we get the tool itself. If you type in SG Harvest Vendor like I have up here, hit enter, your first entry is going to be the GitHub for it. Click on that, click download here, and if this is your first time, I recommend going and grabbing the exe first install. Click on this and we'll get our download here, and once that's complete we'll find it wherever it got downloaded to, extract it, and run our exe. Once that's done, we'll have our exe here. Go ahead and double click and this will give us the Harvest Vendor UI. First thing we want to do is go to our settings and make sure that we have the right monitor set so that we have the proper scaling. If you are upscaling your monitor's resolution, you'll need to match that up here with the scale. We have some text down here to tell you kind of how to do that. So 1.5 is 150% increased scaling. So that's up to you to figure out. If you do that with your monitors in Windows, then go ahead and match that up properly so that the tool actually works as it's supposed to. Then we have our hotkeys that we can set. And finally, our output message style. We have two styles available to us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this to style 1, which is allowing words to be highlighted when using Discord search. I think that's pretty useful. Has no colors, no code block, so we'll save that. And what I'll do here is I'm going to do just a quick one here just to get this message out so you can see it. Please wait, and there we go. So I'm just going to hit create post, and we're going to go over to one of my internal channels here, and that's what that looks like right there. So if we go back here, go to settings and change to style 2 and then create post, you can see we have a completely different kind here, which is, colorized and maybe looks prettier. I prefer the one where it can be more easily searched. So I myself go with option number 1 here. Now a couple other quick setup things before we actually use the tool and show you how to do that. Down here we can select our league, and we can say whether or not we can stream, which is useful for people. We can put in our in-game name, also pretty convenient, as well as any custom text that we want to. Now, where this text shows is right here. You can see test and test. So up here, you're going to have your in-game name if that's what you choose to have. And then right below that, before you have your consumer requested and the list of harvest crafts, you can put in whatever text that you want. Maybe open to offers or something like this. Now on to how to add crafts from our Hoarder Crafting Station. So we're going to have it up in the game, and we're going to hit add crafts. And what we want to do here, so this whole block, these are little rectangles, right, with each craft in them. So we want to go to the upper left of the rectangle, excluding the icon. That doesn't help us. That's not how this works. We're going to go to the upper left, and then we're going to drag over to the opposite corner, and we're just going to get everything here just like shown. So from corner to corner. And we're going to do that. You'll see a little please wait right here as it grabs the text. And here we go. Now I've done this a couple times, and this kind of shows off the fact that it saves the pricing on these different crafts. So if I list this, and these are just editable text fields, if I say it's 4x and then create post, it will save this for next time I find randomized influence weapon. So this is pretty useful because you don't have to remember what you set at before. The application remembers the price that you set, so you can go back and easily tweak it if you have to. And if nothing's changed, because you're constantly running Haywork Hamlet to get more harvest crafts, this thing will remember the pricing for you. Super convenient. So then we'll take this list as an example, hit create post, and this is my legitimate for sale list of harvest crafts. Now, something else you can do with this, if you want to keep one of these harvest crafts in your list but not actually sell it, then you can bring this down, the number down to 0. Then we'll hit create post, and we won't see influence weapon for level 75 in our list. You can also accomplish this by holding shift and clicking on the X. As you can see, the number count goes down. However, if you click this again, it will remove it from the list, and it will add that craft to a CSV file. So if we go to our settings and open our settings folder, we'll get this log.csv. And what this is this will log those entries that you shift click on the X for anyone who likes to run the numbers and run the stats on the crafts that they're getting. Another thing to note is that the tool doesn't pick up every single harvest craft because not all of them are sellable, and SG themselves update this list. They last updated it with this league with the harvest changes, and over time they will continue to update it, kind of like a living list of what the tool should and shouldn't pick up. So if there's a compelling reason to make it so the tool picks up one of these crafts, then that can be updated in the future. Otherwise, you can always manually add this to the list if you have a craft that the tool doesn't pick up. And I probably don't really need to mention it, but the tool also, obviously right here, calculates the total value that you have in your Horticrafting station based on the price that you set here. So if these are reasonable prices that will sell, then you have a pretty good at a glance how much money can I expect to make. And that's all there is to it. And as far as the tool itself goes, it's simple. It's straightforward. There's no complicated setup that goes along with it. I mean, this is a home run. It's kind of on the same level if you use TFT, the trading Discord, as Awaken PoE Trade in terms of its convenience. One of the great things about Awaken PoE Trade is that you don't have to remember the exact value of all these unique items, and it also helps you price rare items really well. Same kind of idea with this. I don't have to remember all of the exact values of these harvest crafts. If I've been running harvest crafts, I can just plug it in and use the screen grab there, or you can also use the option to add from last area. This can work too. And all of my pricing is saved, and I can just hit create post and sell everything without having to type it all up or even really think about it. And I'll be honest, with how much thinking PoE makes you do when it comes to like creating characters and playing the game and all this other junk, I'd like to think as little as possible. And this tool helps you do that. That's it for this video. If you have any questions or problems setting up, feel free to hit me up in the comments or connect on TFT with SG themselves in the tool dev chat, and I'm sure they'd be very willing to help. Until next time, this is Eli signing off.